160,000 beneficiaries across 32 communities, all thanks to the support of sponsors, partners, and donations. That's the work that KIND has been doing, Kids in Need of Direction. This morning, let me welcome Karina Scott-Jardine, who is the chair of KIND, joining us on set yet again. Good morning, Karina. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing this morning?
Excellent. Always a pleasure to be here.
Now, in terms of 160,000 beneficiaries so far. That's a milestone number. That's a lot of people being assisted, a lot of people benefiting from the work that you do. Give the audience who's looking on a recap of some of the work that you do that helps benefit these people.
Sure. So that figure is up until December 2023. We haven't put in 2024 figures as yet.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
But even so, yes, a big accomplishment. Kudos to our team, kudos to our board, kudos to all the supporters over the years too. And we are in several communities because we have many programs. So we have 13 programs in all. And one of the big ones is really addressing mental health in Trinidad and Tobago. Globally, mental health challenges have risen tremendously. And I think it was always that way. It's just that COVID spotlighted it. And everyone all over the world has issues, whether it's physical issues, and kudos to TDT for doing that unique and different segment. That's amazing. But mental health ranges from cognitive disorders, from ADHD in schools, from so many different areas. And we have to learn in our own island, our two islands, how to really be kind to persons and how we speak. You know, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a really, really loose tongue. Right? We address people, we say fatso, skinny, tall, you know, ethnically as well, right? So we really want to sort of just be gentle in terms of how we don't know what people are experiencing. And this is globally, suicide rates, attempted suicide has increased tremendously. And I'm not sure if you're aware that young people are actually looking for how to commit suicide, how to hurt themselves online through social media.
Yeah.
That has grown.
I guess that's why you all spearheaded the anti-bullying school sessions in particular, which, I mean, a good place to start with the young persons. How was that initiative received?
Excellent. So we go into primary and secondary schools, and it's thematic at this point in time. Okay. But our objective is really to explain to young persons what is positive mental health. What does it look like? We all hear the words. What is it? So, and that gives us an opportunity to really share and give information to young persons to let them know, hey, there are ways and means that you can get support. Now, we have had many students who would like support and parents not allowing it. We've had religious reasons, or just not willing to say that my son or daughter has an issue. And so we have had to really offer support through phone calls with psychologists, because a lot of students don't want to go into, walk into a clinic for help. And we're working with the schools, both at a primary level and secondary level. And because we are in schools doing so many other programs like World Kindness Day, thanks to TSTT for supporting our World Kindness Day prize giving with all these students who wrote essays on what kindness means to them, who did videos on what kindness means to them, and who did amazing art as well. You know, so when we have opportunities like this, you know, we are relevant. We're going into school to talk about it, you know, because we have a stigma globally. It's not only in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's very unfortunate that we have that stigma, because that has prevented many persons from seeking help. Suicide attempts have risen tremendously globally. And that's a really serious thing, even in primary and secondary school. We have a lot of kids cutting themselves, you know, and we have to take note of what is happening. Remember, we are the so-called adults, right?
So-called. She said so-called.
Well, our conversation before, we were debating.
Right? Yes. I mean, a lot of us are winging it in this world, as you rightfully said, right? But, you know, we have to really show and lead by example. We have to be conscious and be, you know, mindful awareness of our behavior, how we react.
I can't help but wonder, right? Is it that these rates are now skyrocketing, or is it that we are now being made aware of them. We now have more data, more statistics, because, I mean, growing up, I would hear of stories of people who cut themselves or whatever the case is, but oftentimes it was in little communities, or you might hear about somebody in school, or you might see the effects of it, but it wasn't a reported case of anything. It was just a part of, I guess, we considered it to be a part of teenage years, when you have that teenage angst and you want to do this or you don't want to do that, or you're feeling overwhelmed by everything or anxious about everything. So is it that we have more reported cases now, or is it that the figures have, well, it's more prevalent? Yeah.
We do have more reported cases now, but also too, we are recognizing how important the data is. And because we are following or trying to follow global standards, you know, it's important to have this data, because if we don't know, we can't help the situation. So it's no longer supposed to be a secret. Why should it be a secret? All human beings worldwide have issues. Whether it's mental health, physical, you know, cognitive, whatever it is, we all have issues. We just are very good at disguising and hiding it. You know, so now in schools, what's happening as well is the teachers, our educational system, with the teaching that we have presently in the curriculum, it's like this. It's no longer like this. So what we have happening is that we have students experiencing serious challenges and not knowing, where do I go for help? How do I go for help? How do I talk about it? And the teachers are not equipped. So KIND has a mental health program that we have been working with schools, going in on advocacy, really trying to educate and share information. We also have provided some psychologists through the Psychologists Association. Kudos to them as well for the great work that they're doing. And we have been able to offer phone call counseling. And that has been a hit, especially with students. We also have counseling at KIND available for persons on a Thursday, and they can come in and get support, and it's all free of charge.
Booking myself this Thursday, but seeing that you guys continue to work with the school-age persons, you've also adopted a program that helps them transition out of secondary school, particularly with your school leavers program. That one I think is really interesting, because again, you'd be bridging a gap.
Yeah, so that has been on the back burner for some time, and we're implementing that in August of this year. And the School Leavers is really like it's a launch pad, right? And it's a 2-day workshop where we're helping young persons who have no clue, where am I heading? What do I do? And it's giving them an opportunity where they can understand, what does the company or corporate sector expect of you?
The working world.
Yes, the real working world, because coming out of school, you're very sheltered, right? You know, chewing gum, is that allowed? You know, cocking up your feet on the table and doing things, just basic things, how to dress, how to write a CV, how to go for an interview, how to sit, how to speak. So that is the 2-day workshop, and EY is along with us on that program.
Nice.
So many partners.
And we're going to be advertising a little bit more about that, so persons can sign up, and it's really an inexpensive one as well.
Now, Karina, we're almost out of time, but before we do, I want to let the public know how they can support the efforts that you're doing.
Sure. So we're on Facebook, of course, and social media, and Instagram, kind_, as well as Kids in Need of Direction. On either one, you put it in KIND, you'll find us on our website, and you could just send a message and reach out to us. We would love for persons to get involved and donate if they can, your time, finances, etc. And we definitely like to thank TDT for supporting us with these interviews and all the great work that you guys have been doing as well.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for the great work that you're doing with KIND as well.
Thank you, and just one little message. In a world where you can be anything, be kind.
Choose to be kind. And I think that's how we're going to wrap up the show this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Karina, for joining us. And thank you for joining us as well. Please go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Ianka Will, Natasha Lake, and the entire team here at TTT, I'm Marocus, wishing you a beautiful Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing. Take care.